So this is gold on the 5-minute time frame. I intend to buy from this demand zone after I break out from London session. So I set my order here. If you look closely here, you see that market broke out at this bullish candle here, but it's a very tiny stuff, so you might not see it very clearly. So immediately broke out here, I set this order here. So this is it on my Marvin account as well. This is my limit order here, my stop loss and my take profit. So I'm still waiting if it to come back to tap me in here and go for my intended direction. Then on NAS on the 5-minute time frame, my intention was to sell after I break out from London low. So at this point here, METI price broke out from London low. I set my order at this supply zone here. So this is it on my Marvin US 100. So this is my sell limit order, my stop loss and my take profit. So I've set this order hoping the market will come back and tap me in and go in my direction. So as you can see here, it's 5 o'clock and my rule states that once it is 5 and price has not tapped me in yet, I will close my order. So here as you can see, price hasn't tapped me in yet, so I'll be closing my order on NAS and also gold. So let me close my order so you all see it. So this is it here on NAS. I just closed my order on NAS. So on gold as well, I'll be closing my order since it is 5 o'clock and price has not tapped me in yet. So watch as I close my order. So this is it here as well. So that's it here, order cancelled. So I'll be hoping that there will be trade tomorrow since there was no trade today. See you all tomorrow. So on US 30, the 5-minute time frame, my intention was to buy this market after I break out from London session. So as you can see, I immediately broke out. I set my order at this demand zone here, this immediate demand zone here. But when it came back, it skipped me by a certain amount of pips and it went for my direction. If you look at the same US 30 on the 1 hour time frame, you will see that the overall trend was bearish. Initially, I was looking at selling this market. But then again, when it was at this point, I wanted it to break this lower low. Then I would have looked for a setup to sell the market instead. So at some point, since it was a top-down analysis, if it did not break this lower low and it went up to break this high, I was going to look for a buy, and that was what happened. Look here, this was London high. So immediately broke out from here. I was looking at entering from here, but as you can see on the 1 hour time frame as well, price still did not come back. Same thing today Wednesday, I'll still be coming to analyze the market critically before entering. Still the same thing as Monday, I haven't traded yet. Same thing on NAS, the 5-minute time frame. My intention was to buy this market as well. This market looked very similar with US 30, and at some point I think they correlate. So if you look here, initially I was looking at buying this market, but after I break out from a zone on the 1 hour time frame, which I will show you. But then again, as you see here, this was the London high. Immediately broke out at this London high. I set my order at this demand zone here. But as you see here, when it broke out, it did not come back to my preferred entry point. This is NAS, the 1 hour time frame. Just like the US 30 pair, this pair as well has been on a bearish move for a while now. But then again, when I came to the market, I was looking at selling this market if it broke out from this lower low here. But then again, based on my analysis, if it did not break out from this lower low and it went up to close above this higher high, I was going to buy the market, and that was what happened. Because from this point here, this was when it rejected and started buying as well. So immediately it broke this higher high here. I set my order as this demand zone, but price did not come back to tap me in. And these orders, I set them on my Marvin account. So this is gold on the 5-minute time frame, where I intended to take a sell after I break out from this London session here. So immediately gold broke out from this London low, I set my order at this supply zone here. The reason why I set my order here was that if you see, a market has been bearish for a while now. But then again, I was intending on setting my order here after I break out from this structure. But when I looked at it, I saw that when it created this low here and it went back, then it just went straight to cover the previous supply here. Then after it did that, it came back, it created this lower low, the lower high, then it consolidated for a bit, then it came back and it broke the previous lower low, then it created this pullback and it dropped immediately, which broke the previous two lower low. Then I was convinced to set my order at this zone here instead of this. But then again, even after it broke out, it did not come back to my intended entry point. So because of this, I did not trade, although I still set this order on my Marvin account. Then on US 30, the 5-minute time frame, my intention was to buy after I break out from this London zone here. So my intention was to enter from this demand zone here. But as you can see here, I set my order here after I break out from London session. But this market came back. This was supposed to be a good trade, and at the same time, I got really lucky because of the rule I set for myself. If you look at when price came here, it came here around 450, and it skipped me by certain pips, and it went straight for my take profit. I know my rule is that once it's 5 o'clock and price haven't tapped me in here, I'll close my order. So immediately skipped me and it went straight for my take profit. I felt like there was no need to leave this order open since it was already 5, and at that moment it might just keep buying. So immediately I closed my order. You see, immediately I closed my order, price came back, tapped me in, and went straight for my stop loss. Then it went for my intended direction. So this particular pair was just about me keeping to my rule, and I've set a rule that once it's 5 o'clock and price haven't tapped me in yet, I will close my order. And that was the rule I kept here, and it helped me. So as you see here, if you haven't kept to that rule, this would have been a losing trade for me. But I see this stuff that price skips me, it happens a lot. Most times I tend to even move my entry a bit up in case price come and it does not go really in to my stop loss, then it just tap me and just go straight for my take profit. But at the end of the day, you do not know what the market will do next. It still comes and it skips me and it goes for intended direction. Some comes, it taps me and goes for intended direction. Some still comes, it taps me in and goes for my stop loss. Some comes, it taps me in, then it dances around, play with my emotion and still go for either my stop loss or my take profits. So that was just it on US30, and I was really lucky because of the rule I've set for myself. And not just the rule I set for myself, I was able to abide to it and it helped me. Then on now the 5-minute time frame, I intended to take a buy after I break out from London session. So if you look at after market breakout from this London high, I set my order as this demand zone here. When market is trending on the 5-minute time frame, I tend to take an order at the London low, but price came really late to tap me in, so I wasn't in this trade. As you can see here, price came around 5.25 and it tapped me and I went straight for my take profit. But before then, I had already closed my order since my rule was to close my order by 5 o'clock if price does not come to tap me in. If you see here, this was the candle that closed around 5 o'clock, this bearish candle, and it was an indecisive candle. So I felt like market has rejected from here, so there was no need to leave my order open since it did not meet my criteria to trade. So I just felt that after this rejection, your market will just buy instead. So although I didn't break any rule because my rule was just simple. If price does not come to tap me in by 5 o'clock, I will close my order. So I left it open up until this moment. Then I saw that this bullish candle did not close below this previous bullish candle. Then I felt that there was no need to leave my order open, so I just closed it. But I see what price it came, it tapped me. This was a sniper entry. It tapped me and just went straight for my take profit. But nevertheless, there's no regret about this trade because I still stuck to my rule, and that's what I've always done. And that's what I preach as well. So that was it for NAS, and that was it for US30. As you can see, these previous few weeks, NAS and US30 has been correlating. So NAS and US30 usually do similar thing almost every time. So for now, I just try to see I can trade the two at once. But my rule is just simple. Whenever a pair taps me in, I close the other pair. I just trade once a day, and that's what I do every day. So that's it for NAS, and that's it for Wednesday as well. See here, I'll be lying if I say documenting my trade hasn't made me a disciplined trader. For the fact that I'm documenting my trade has made me not to take risks that are not in my trading rules. So because I still have to document this trade every week, and people out there that I'm trying to convince to become a disciplined trader will see this trade, so I tend to stick to a rule which I've set for myself. So because of this, as you can see today, what happened on NAS and US30. But so far while trading, I've built my mentality in a way that I try not to include regret in my trading. Because for a fact that I know that I do not control the market, I do not know the intention of the market, I do not know what the market intends to do. And all the trade I take is based on probability, so I do not regret any trade I take if they are in line with the criteria I see before taking a trade. So I do not take a regret. So today's trade was a funny one. It would have been a winning trade for me, and as well it would have been a losing trade for me. On US30 I would have lost that trade, and on NAS I would have won that trade. And you don't know which one would have tapped in first, and you don't know which one would have won. But since I kept to the criteria and rules that I've set for myself while trading, I avoided a loss, and as well I avoided a win. But all the same, I do not regret it because I've kept to my belief in the market, and this belief has been working for me over time. So I advise you out there, stick to a strategy and a rule that works for you. It will help you. So this is gold on the 5-minute time frame, and it is 5 o'clock already, so I'm going to close this order. Although it's pumping to my entry point, but you never know what will happen, so I just have to keep to my rule. Just like yesterday where I kept to my rule and it turned out that it was in my favor. So same thing as today, I'll be closing this sell order since it did not come before 5 to tap me in. You guys might be asking why I always close my trade by 5 o'clock. So let me explain it to you now. By 5 o'clock, London session would have closed, so it will just be left with just New York session, and the market won't be as fast as before. Unlike when it's between the open of London and New York session, so price is always faster there. So I like trading the market when it's a bit faster. So once London closes, I tend to close my order as well by 5 o'clock. So that's the reason why I close my order by 5 o'clock. So if you come to gold on the 1 hour time frame, you all see that market has been bearish for a long while now. Although at some point it rejected from this point. So I was intending to buy only if price break this high here, But then again, my intention was to sell if price break this low, and price just did that. It broke this low and I set my order, but price still did not come before 5 o'clock to tap me in and go either in my favor or against me. So because of this, I'll be closing my order on gold. So this is gold on my Marvin, and it is 5 o'clock already, so I'll be closing this order since price hasn't tapped me in yet into the trade. As you can see here, this is me closing my order. So order cancelled. So for today, price did not come back to my intended entry point, so I did not trade gold as well. Just see what gold did after it tapped here. It just tapped and it went straight for my stop loss. So this is another day for me to convince you guys to stick with a rule you've set for yourself. If not, you will chop unnecessary losses, which you wouldn't have incurred because of your indiscipline. So because I stuck with my rule, I did not incur this loss. So I just closed my order once it was 5 o'clock. So it came back and tapped me in, I think around 6 o'clock, and it went straight for my stop loss. So another day for you guys to stick with a rule you've set for yourself, and you'll be profitable while trading. So this is gold on the 5-minute time frame, which I intended to take a sell after I break out from this London low here. So as you can see, I immediately broke out from here. I set my order. Price came back here, rejected from this London low. It went towards my direction. It still came back, and it did not come back to tap me in before 5 o'clock. So it's 5 o'clock and I'll be going to my Marvin to close this order. So this is gold on my Marvin and it is 5 o'clock. So I'll be closing this order. This was my sell limit order which I had set, my stop loss and my take profit. But then again, it's 5 o'clock and price hasn't still come back to tap me in here. So I'll be closing this order just like every other day. So this is it here. Order cancelled. So for this week, there was no trade. So as you have seen there, this was a very funny week. I did not take any trade because price did not come back to tap me in. So for this week, I did not trade. But one thing you all should notice is that even after I've incurred several losses in a row, I still came back every day to look for a setup, set my order to see if I can still take a trade. I did not let fear cloud over me, nor regret. That's one thing you should take home from this documentary. So for the week, I did not take any trade. So my P&L for the week is 0 trades, 0 losses, 0 break even and 0 wins. But even though I did not trade this week, I'm still hyped anyway. I don't take any regret home from trading because trading is all about probability and also the number game. You just need to figure it out. Once again, I do acknowledge the support you guys have been showing me on my channel. This is something I won't turn a blind eye to. So please, if you are new to this channel, please do like and subscribe. And as well, turn on your notification button so that whenever I drop a video, you'll be the first to view it and watch it as well. So once again, thank you all for the support. And also, please do share this video to those who are struggling with discipline in their trading. Thank you all and see you all next week.